Okay, chicas, let's now try something I call push and flick. We're going to be pushing the arms into one position to another and flicking the hands at the end. We're going to start from a salsa position. Again, remember, I'm mirroring you. My left hand is your right hand, and also that you can do these movements with both arms or just one. So for example, you are in salsa position and you want to get into afro. Instead of developing like we did before, we're going to push and flick. When we push through the heel of the hand. Sometimes we push through the side of the hand, and sometimes we push through the forearm. For now, we're going to think about starting the push with the heel of the hand. So you're going to start pushing down with the heel of the hand, thinking about going into afro. Because you know that in afro position your arms need to be laterally rotated. As you push down, start rotating your arms so that they get into the afro position. At the end of the movement, you're going to flick your hands into a pretty hand position. Let's try again. Come back to salsa and push and rotate at the same time and flick at the end. One more time, a little bit more fluid. Push and flick. So as you push, you open. You can also push from salsa into sexy. This time, because your arm needs to go to the side, you're going to think about pushing with the side of your forearm and your hand. So as you start opening, think about the side of your hand, leading the movement. When you get into a sexy position, you flick your hands at the end. So let's try it one more time. Push out into sexy and flick. And a little bit more fluid. Push and flick. Excellent. You can also push from salsa into jazz. And now two things are going to combine. You're going to have to lift your elbows at the same time as you're pushing. So you're going to start lifting the elbows because you know you want to get into a jazz position. You're going to lift your elbows and lift your chest. And start pushing from the side of the hand again and the heel of the hand this time into a jazz position. So let's try it together. Lift your elbows, start pushing, 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 pushing. Get your hands into a jazz position and flick at the end. And again, look at your hands for now or look in the mirror. Make sure they're more or less at the same height. And again into salsa. We're going to push again. So to jazz, start with the elbows and now start the push from the side, little finger and heel of the hand. Push, 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 push into jazz. One more time, a little bit more fluid. And push and flick. Excellent. Now we're going to try from salsa into cabaret. For this, you will also have to lift your elbows first. So you're going to think about your elbows going up, your chest going up. But as your elbows go up, you're going to start pushing at the same time because you don't want this to happen. Elbows up, hands in front of your face, and then push. So we're going to coordinate it. So at the same time, you're going to lift your elbows and open your hands. Push, push, push through the wrist of the hand into a cabaret position and relax. Let's try again. Lift the elbows, open your chest, move the hands away from you and flick at the end. Excellent. Now this pushing action, we can also do it from your mambo position. So let's come to your mambo position and we're going to try to push from mambo into jazz. Okay, your elbows are already in the right position, so all you need to do is push with your forearm and heel of your hand out into jazz. So it's a very, very small movement. And again, bring your hands in and push out. As you push, make sure that you're rotating the arms so that the elbows point down to the floor into jazz. And one more time. It's a lot of things happening. You have to be pushing through the elbows first, rotating, pushing through the forearm, and allowing your hand to land at the end. You can also push from mambo into cabaret. So as we did before from salsa, you're going to lift your elbows and start pushing from your forearms at the same time with your chest up. And one more time. Lift and push. Excellent. And relax. Now we're going to push from sexy position. So for example, let's say you're in a sexy position and you want to push into Afro. It's exactly the same movement, but watch my hands. I'm gonna switch from my fingers to my wrist. So the hands are in sexy, you're gonna lift your fingers up to the ceiling and put the awareness on the heel of the hand, and you're going to put the awareness also on your forearm. So from your sexy position, you're going to start pushing through the forearm, lifting the fingers. When you get into your Afro, you flick down. Let's try again. So you are in sexy, lift, push, and flick. And again, a little bit more fluid. From sexy, push and flick. Excellent. Now bring your arms to jazz. From jazz, you can push into sexy or into Afro. So if you want to push into sexy, all you need to do is lift the fingers as you start lowering the elbows. So this action needs to happen at the same time. Think about lowering the elbows first and allowing your hands to follow the motion. So as the elbows go down, the fingers come up. Let's try it together. So elbows down, fingers up. The elbows will position first, and then you're going to push through your forearm until you get to sexy and flick your hands at the end. Let's try again. So you're in jazz, elbows, fingers, elbows in the right position, flick your hands at the end. One more time. Develop up to jazz, and now elbows down, fingers up, push through the forearm into sexy. You can also develop from jazz, you can also push from jazz into Afro. Same idea. Elbows down, fingers up. The elbows stay, and now the forearm carries on into the Afro position, flicking at the end. So again, go up into jazz, and elbows down, fingers up, push, 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 into Afro. Excellent. And now we can also push and flick from cabaret. So if you're in a cabaret position, you can push and flick into jazz. All you need to do is bring first your elbows into jazz position, and as we said before, allow your fingers to relax and point down. This time it's towards you. Then you push through the forearms and flick the hands at the end. One more time. From cabaret, elbows down, relax your wrist and flick. And again, from cabaret and flick. You could also push and flick from cabaret into sexy. So all you need to do is lower the elbows more, get them into a sexy position, and push and flick at the end. One more time, from cabaret, release and flick. Excellent. Well done, girls.
Lo que quiero es, lo que quiero